My boyfriend wants me to pay for his child support if I moved in with him, and he says this would be a big way for me to show my commitment to him. My boyfriend, 34M, and I, 33F, had been together for nearly 3 years, and I lived with him for more than one of those years. We had many ups and downs, and I recently decided to move out because I didn't see the relationship progressing in a healthy way. I got a new apartment, and we were starting to cut ties when we later decided that we love each other and want to continue working on the relationship. He said that he'd like me to move back in with him when my year-long lease is up at my current apartment, but we're at a bit of a standstill disagreement right now. I'll break down our finances first. My boyfriend is an electrician and makes double my annual salary, not including side jobs, that he is able to take that are cash, and he doesn't need a claim for taxes. He has credit card debt that he is hoping to wipe in the next 3 years and no student loans. If I moved back, I would be commuting 2 hours each way for twice a week to get into work, which is a ton in gas, and I have student loan debt and credit card debt that I'm paying down, but the credit card debt won't be wiped for 5 years, and the student loans will be decades. He was grandfathered into his rent where he lives and only pays $888 for a 2-bedroom with all the utilities included. We share the car insurance, internet, groceries, and maintenance of the car. I also have a dog and cat that I pay the vet bills and food for, which runs me approximately $70 per month. The big kicker on his end is that he has a daughter that he pays for roughly $700 in child support every month. I asked him if we could split the shared bills based on our respective income and debt, omitting my animals and his child support payments. He told me that it was a no for him on the percentage split because we would be living in such a cheap apartment. My opinion is that I'm coming back from an overpriced 1-bedroom with more debt than him and less income, and wanted help with the shared bills in order to contribute to saving for a future purchase of property together, and to get ahead of my credit debt to hopefully pay it off sooner than anticipated. He was willing, but only if we put every single bill, including events we might do, movies we go to, restaurants we eat at, and also including his child support payments. I said I wouldn't pay for his child support because that's not my responsibility, just like my animals aren't his. He said that he would not budge, and I either pay a portion of his child support or no percentage split, and it's a straight 50% split. I don't see how that's fair because he makes double my annual income and has several thousand more in savings than I do. I said I only wanted the split for 1 year to get back on my feet so that I could be more of a contributor in the future. One of those help me now so Al can help us later type of things. He said I should have found a cheaper place and that I chose to leave and put myself in this position of expenses to income ratio, which I don't disagree with. However, we are in a housing crisis, and it was a desperate need as I was unsure how I was going to retrieve my things in the first place as we had a bad breakup. I have made it clear that there are other things I'm willing to give up, such as moving cities, leaving the close proximity of work for a longer commute, and leaving my friends and family, and to try and be a full partner again. My parents are helping me with a portion of my rent now, and he said that if I move back in, Al should just keep taking money from them. I responded with, "You as my partner can't help me for 1 year to get back on my feet, but you feel comfortable telling me to continue asking my parents for money?" He said he didn't want to turn into my parents and just give me money so I could live. He wants me to show him that I am able to handle my own bills with this cheap rent, because if I can't, then he doesn't see how it would work with a mortgage. I don't disagree with that logic, but again, I only asked for this split for 1 year and then we'd go back to 50%. I love my boyfriend very much, and I know he loves me. We have both compromised on many other things, but this is the big one for me. Do I say let's put everything into the pot, including child support? It doesn't seem fair to me, but perhaps I'm too involved to see it. Update. I told him that I wasn't going to pay any portion of his child support, so he said then we needed to split everything down the middle. I told him he needed to understand that no matter what I do, I'm not in a field that will be able to make the same amount of income as him. Many of you commenters agreed with me that his child is his responsibility and that it is in no way up to me to help compensate for it. When I told him this, he said he understood, but that I needed to decide if I wanted to push to go farther in our relationship, which he sees me doing. I reminded him he should want to be with me for who I am and not just what I financially put on the table, and that I contribute to other areas of our life as well. He still wouldn't budge, so I decided this no longer an option. Things about our relationship were obviously rocky when I decided to originally move out, so this is just a sign it'll be the same thing all over again. I don't want to be with someone who tells me if the roles were reversed that I wouldn't want to be with me either.